Hello friends, welcome to the channel TrittleConnect.com. In this session, we will discuss how to clone an object in JavaScript. So we will discuss basically normal clone, deep clone and shallow clone. Okay, so what are the methods available? How can you clone your JSON object, nested JSON object as well? Okay, so in the screen you can see we have a sample JSON object here. Okay, in which we have name, age, and then we have address, and address has two separate properties, country and place. Okay, there is a method get salary and it will return sub number. Okay, so this is the method, this is a nested JSON and this is the normal property. Okay, and again we have a date of birth with new date. Okay, and we have a gender here as a string, then we have a company which is assigned value null, and we have a designation with undefined value. Okay, so we have a string, number, function, date, everything null and undefined. All these data types are used here. Okay, so we will test with these examples. Okay, so we are going to use the JSON.parse and JSON.string. With the help of this, we will try to clone the object. So here what we have done, we have just stringify the JSON data object, and then we have again passed into JSON and we have consoled it. So when we run, you will see the difference between the receiving object and input object is this one and output object is this one. So you can see that the name is there, age is there, address is again there. Okay, but there is no get salary. You can see here there is no get salary. That means this has been ignored. Okay, now we can see we have the date of birth, date as a here, gender is there, and the company is null and designation is undefined. So the value with null, company, is there, but the designation with value undefined is not there. That means it is ignoring the value which have been undefined. Okay, that means function, designation, these has been ignored. When you will going to use this method one, stringify and parse, you will lose the value if the value is undefined, or if there is function, you will lose this one. Okay, so what we will try right now, we will try something like uh, type of a dot dop. Okay, so we will not get here, we will just console it here. Type of a dot dop. So it is giving us a string. Okay, so you can see here we will should have the date object, but we are getting the string. Okay, so the date format will be changed. Okay, so these three are the main differences, that date format, date data type will be changed, and function will be ignored. Value with undefined will be ignored. So overall, you will lose some data if you will going to use this method one. If your JSON object doesn't include these type of things like function, undefined, date, then you can go for this method easily. You will don't have any issue at that. Okay. Now we will go for the method 2. So we will just comment it out so that there is no confusion. Yeah. Now the method 2 is the inbuilt API of browser, that is structured clone. Okay. So what will happen if you will see it here when you will enable this one and run it, you will see that there is an error. And what is the error? Structure cloned on window could not be cloned. That means the function could not be cloned. In the last case, it has just avoided and it was just avoided and it gave some output. But in this case, if we are using the structured clone, if there is function, it will break your code. Okay, so it will throw the error. So what will happen if I will comment this out? But they return. So you can see it is returning our output, and here you can see we have the data of object as an object. Okay, so we are getting the exact thing, whatever the type of date DOB is here. Okay, so we are getting the data object, that is correct. And here again you can see that the company is coming, and here the designation is also coming. The only thing here not works is your function. That means if there is function inside your object, then only you have problem. Otherwise you will get your exact output. Okay, so the drawback of using this structured clone is that it will throw error if object has function. Otherwise it will work properly. Okay, so this is the method 2 for cloning your object. Now we will go for the third type, which is with the help of Lodash. So Lodash is the third party library, okay, and that provides a method called clone tip. Okay, with the help of this one, we are going to use the. Okay. So here we have already included the CD and JS URL here. So that is Lodash minimum JS. Okay. So now we will run it with the help of clone tip. You can see we are getting everything, and here the function is comment, so we will just uncomment it. So the new output is that you are getting address, age, company, designation, DOPH, date object, gender male, get salary as function is also coming, and the name is also coming. That means it is the perfect solution. Okay, and it is returning your proper clone. Okay, so this is the proper method. Okay, so it is the proper method, but you have to include the third party library here, Lodash. Okay, so without the help of this, you can't do this one. Okay, now Now we will move for the shallow copy. Okay, so here we have the shallow copy examples. Like first is with the help of object.assign. Okay, so what will happen if we will use the object.assign? Okay, so we will just console it out. So here you can see if you are using the shallow copy, okay, you are getting the address, age, company, designation, and defined date of birth, its date of sales, gender. Again, function is also there and name is also there. That means everything is there. But the shallow copy works only the first level of property. That means this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, but the this property, nested property value should be referenced. It will not make the clone of that one. Okay, so it will basically clone the first level of objects, and that these all will be used as the reference. So if how can you check that? If we will change some value here, like address dot place in New York, as New York, and d dot name as something different. Uh, so you can see that we have changed the place New York and name as XY. Now what will happen if we console the original data? So as you can see, this is the original data and this is the cloned data. So you can see in the shallow copy, if you are changing any value in the nested one, you can see the original data is also changed. Okay, whereas the first property is there on. That means it will not going to change the first property, but yes, if there is some nested data, it will change the original as well. So this is the shallow copy, or you can say shallow clone. Okay, so this is the drawback of using shallow clone. Okay, for shallow clone, we have the first method is of with the help of object.assign, and it will take some empty parameter, and this is the input parameter which you want to clone. Okay, now the similar thing you will see with the another method with the spread operator. Okay, so spread operator does the same. It do the shallow copy. Okay, the syntax is simple. Just write the empty JSON traces and read out the data. So the same thing will happen if you will change something here in nested one. You will it reflect in original data as well. So you can see this is the cloned object and this is the original. Here you can see that the place is changed in the original as well. Whereas we are changing in clone, but it is reflecting in original as well. Okay, and whatever the things you are getting is null and defined date object and concern all things are you are getting here. Okay, now another last method of shallow copy is with the help of load hash. So the load hash also gives one another method called normal clone. So this clone does the same. It gives you the shallow copy and you can easily change the value in both. Okay, and here if you will see, you can see the data of place is changed in both one. That means if you will change in the clone copy, it will reflect in original copy as well. Okay, so this is the with the help of load-s, which is from load-s third party. Okay, now there are some points here written. See, load-s provides the deep clone that can be imported separately via the load-s clone deep module, and is probably your best choice if you are not already using a library that provides a deep cloning function. Okay. If you are using AngularJS, then you have a method inbuilt angular.copy for deep clone. If you are using the jQuery library, then you will have jQuery.extend, pass that through empty and the input object. Okay. Dot clone only clones the DOM elements in jQuery. And there is another library, just clone, part library of geo-dependency NPM modules that do just one thing. Build-free utilities for every operation. Okay, so this is the alternate. So in this session, we have covered the shallow clone and deep clone. Okay, you can see deep copy, shallow copy. Okay, so method one was for deep copy, we were using the JSON.stringify and JSON.parse. Okay, this is the easiest solution, but it may lose your data. But if you are not using any function, date, or undefined things, then it is okay for you, and you can easily go for it. Okay, the second one is structured clone, which is the browser inbuilt API. So everything is okay with it, but if you are using the function, it will throw the error and it will break your next step code. Okay. The third one is the with the help of load-s library, and the method is clone deep. So this is the proper solution. Okay. Now, if you are using the shallow copy, then you can easily use object.shine. Okay. But here, if you change the property at the first level, then it is okay. If you change the property in the nested level, then it will reflect in the original data as well. So this is the drawback of shallow copy. Okay. Another method of shallow copy is spread operator, which is spread syntax, triple dot. Okay. And the last one is again the load-s clone. Okay. Hope you got understand how to use the clone copy in JavaScript with the help of inbuilt API or with the help of load-s third-party library. Okay. So thanks for watching this session, and like this video, share this video, subscribe our channel. We will come with such another videos. Okay. So thanks for watching.